Verses 17 to 25. Here, Moses charges them to keep God's commandments themselves. You shall diligently keep God's commandments, v. 17:19. Note, it requires a great deal of care and pains to keep up religion in the power of it in our hearts and lives. Negligence will ruin us, but we cannot be saved without diligence. To induce them to this, he here shows them that this would be very acceptable to God, it is right and good in the sight of the Lord, and that is right and good indeed, that is, so in God's sight. If we have any regard to the favor of our Creator as our felicity, and the law of our creation as our rule, we shall be religious. That it would be very advantageous and profitable to themselves. It would secure to them the possession of the land of Canaan, prosperity there, and constant victory over those that stood in their way. In short, do well, and it shall be well with thee. He charges them to instruct their children in the commands of God, not only that they might in their tender years intelligently and affectionately join in religious services, but that afterwards they might in their day keep up religion, and convey it to those that should come after them. Now, here is a proper question which it is supposed the children would ask. v. 20. What mean the testimonies and the statutes? What is the meaning of the feasts we observe, the sacrifices we offer, and the many peculiar customs we keep up? Observe. All divine institutions have a certain meaning, and there is something great designed in them. It concerns us to know and understand the meaning of them, that we may perform a reasonable service and may not offer the blind for sacrifice. It is good for children betimes to inquire into the true intent and meaning of the religious observances they are trained up in. If any are thus inquisitive in divine things, it is a good sign that they are concerned about them, and a good means of their attaining to a great acquaintance with them. Then shall we know if thus we follow on to know. Here is a full answer put into the parents' mouths to be given to this good question. Parents and teachers must give instruction to those under their charge, though they do not ask it, nay, though they have an aversion to it, much more must they be ready to answer questions, and to give instruction when it is desired, for it may be hoped that those who ask it will be willing to receive it. Did the children ask the meaning of God's laws? Let them be told that they were to be observed. In a grateful remembrance of God's former favors to them, especially their deliverance out of Egypt, v. 21:23. The children must be often told of the deplorable state their ancestors were in when they were bondmen in Egypt, the great salvation God wrought for them in fetching them out thence, and that God, in giving them these peculiar statutes, meant to perpetuate the memorial of that work of wonder, by which they were formed into a peculiar people. As the prescribed condition of his further favors, v. 24. The Lord commanded us all these statutes for our good. Note, God commands us nothing but what is really for our good. It is our interest as well as our duty to be religious. It will be our life, that he might preserve us alive, which is a great favor, and more than we could expect, considering how often we have forfeited life itself. Godliness has the promise of the continuance and comfort of the life that now is as far as it is for God's glory. It will be our righteousness. Could we perfectly fulfill but that one command of loving God with all our heart, soul, and might, and could we say, we have never done otherwise, this would be so our righteousness as to entitle us to the benefits of the covenant of innocency. Had we continued in everything that is written in the book of the law to do it, the law would have justified us. But this we cannot pretend to, therefore our sincere obedience shall be accepted through a mediator to denominate us, as Noah was, righteous before God. General 7:1, LU 1:6, and 1J and 3:7. The Chaldee reads it, there shall be a reward to us if we observe to do these commandments, for, without doubt, in keeping God's commandments there is great reward.